It's time for Casey's inspiration, and I want you guys to go with me to First Corinthians, the seventh chapter. First Corinthians, the seventh chapter. Just a little tidbit of an announcement tonight of our Kingdom Centered Bible class on Saturday that has moved from 6:30 p.m. to 7. And it will be launching Saturday at 7 p.m. You can email us. We'll give you the email at the end of the broadcast. But you can come on Zoom, or you can just come on Facebook on our Kingdom Center International Facebook page, and you can join us there. You may contact us through either page, both Kingdom Center International or this page here, for the information on that. Y'all, I got to step out on faith on this one. I'm sorry. I got to step out on faith on this one. First Corinthians chapter 7. First Corinthians 7. First Corinthians 7 and 25. First Corinthians 7 and 25, and I'm gonna try to be a little lenient here, and I'm gonna be a little bit quick tonight, so y'all gonna have to forgive me here. I'm gonna be a little bit quick. Father, it's the entrance of thy word to bring of life, even light, through the glorious gospel of Jesus Christ. Let the people be blessed by thee, but never impressed by me, caused by the revelation of thy word, to see you more clearly, to follow you more nearly, to hear you more dearly. Now, Father, let the words of my mouth and the meditation that is upon my heart, let it be acceptable in your sight. Thy strength, thy Redeemer. Every glad heart said, Amen. Amen. 1 Corinthians, the 25th chapter. Excuse me, the 7th to 25th verse. And I'm going to be reading from the Message version tonight. And it reads as thus: the master did not give explicit directions regarding virgins, but as one much experienced in the mercy of the master and loyal to him all the way, you can trust my counsel because of the current pressures on us from all sides. I think it would probably be best to stay just as you are. Are you married? Stay married. Are you unmarried? Don't get married. But there's certainly no sin in getting married. whether you're a virgin or not. All I am saying is that when you marry, you take on additional stress. Listen to Paul. You take on additional stress in an already stressful time, and I want to spare you if possible. Don't worry, we're going to dive into this a little bit tonight. Verse 29, I do want to point out, friends, that time is of the essence. There is no time to waste, so don't complicate your lives unnecessarily. Keep it simple. In marriage, grief, joy, whatever. Even in ordinary things, your daily routine of shopping and so on, deal as sparingly as possible with the things the world thrusts on you. This world, as you see it, is fading away. I want you to live as free of complications as possible. When you're unmarried, you're free to concentrate rather on simply pleasing the master. Marriage involves you in all the nuts and bolts of domestic life, and in wanting to please your spouse, leading to so many more demands on your attention. Married folks, I'm gonna need you to help me tonight. The time and energy that married people spend on caring for and nurturing each other, the unmarried can spend in becoming whole and holy instruments of God. I'm trying to be helpful and make it as easy as possible for you, not make things harder. All I want is for you to be able to develop a way of life in which you can spend plenty of time together with the master without a lot of distractions. If a man has a woman friend to whom he is loyal but never intends to marry, having decided to serve God as a single, and then changes his mind deciding he should marry her, he should go ahead and marry. It's no sin, it's not even a step down from celibacy, as some say. On the other hand, if a man is comfortable in his decision for a single life in service to God, and it is entirely his own conviction and not imposed on him by others, he ought to stick with it. Marriage is spiritually and morally right, not inferior to singleness in any way, although, as I indicated earlier, because of the times we live in, I do have pastoral reasons for encouraging singleness. Listen to Paul. He says, I have pastoral reasons for encouraging singleness. A wife must stay with her husband as long as he lives. If he dies, she is free to marry anyone she chooses. She will, of course, want to marry a believer. And having the blessing of the master, by now you know that I think she'll be better off staying single. The master, in my opinion thinks so too. So far, the text. Do me a favor and look at somebody and tell them, if you can, just give them this title tonight. Say, neighbor, don't tie the knot until. Don't tie the knot until. There's a reason I'm asking married folks to back me up here tonight. Because a lot of y'all gonna message me after this and say, well, Prophet, you talking married folks, but you ain't married. Don't worry, we gonna get to that. Oh, we gonna dive into both things tonight. I have a little bit of a problem with marriage, but yet I'm looking forward to it. Have a little problem with it. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to it. Here's why I say that. When we're single, we think marriage is the one thing that will fix our problems. A year or two ago, I gave us the inspiration on marriage and that it is from God. Here we are in 2022, and you all are hearing me tell you don't tie the knot until. When some are probably saying, Prophet, you should have told us this first before you told us that marriage is originally from God. Well, watch this. Let's even add that to the subject there, that marriage is from God. See, when we're single, we think marriage will literally fix a man. It's going to fix this woman. For years, there was the stereotype, and I've always heard it, and I never thought it held any water. Never thought it did. Because I always used to hear folks who were single say, well, if I get married, this will fix every problem I'm having dating. Well, Kingdom Center International, can you flow with me for just a few seconds tonight? Because I want to bring to your attention a little something. Could it be, instead of the reason for our theology here, could it just be that the idea of marriage, we just plainly love it? Singles, I'm going to talk to you for just a second. Could it be that the idea of marriage sounds good, but then we come into an issue? Dreaming together is easy. I grew up, my mother and father were never married. But strangely, God allowed me to grow up around strong marriages, pastors, and particularly it was more so around pastors, leaders in the church. Before I keep going here, let me just remind a lot of us that dreaming together is easy. The idea of creating a new life sounds so exciting, but in reality, till death do us part, married folks, is where I need you, it's tough. I might even have to expand on this in the Bible class, that till death do us part is possibly scary to a man. In 1 Corinthians 7 and 28, the Apostle Paul brings to light, and there's a reason I went to the New King James Version for this. It says, but even if you do marry, you have not sinned. The Apostle Paul encourages church members to stay single if they can, because those who marry will face many troubles in this life. Marriage is good. Now listen to this. Marriage is good, but if you're not called to it, singleness is better. Well, I know some that might say, well, prophet, being single ain't that fun either. Being single ain't that fun either. Now I'm going to warn you, over this next hour, I'm going to step on a few toes. I'm going to step on a lot of toes tonight. When two sinful, selfish people get together and try to get their needs met, oh, Lord have mercy, they're not ready for this. Let me say this again. When two sinful, selfish people get together, try to get their needs met from each other, a marriage is headed for disaster. Again,